Thailand's cyborg, one point getting older, can mean finding peace in places others overlook. Not everyone needs the buzz of busy rooms or the warmth of constant company. Some souls, quiet, wise, full of grace, find their strength in silence. They don't run from the world. They've simply learned that calm, quiet moments often hold the loudest truths. These 9 traits, they don't come from luck. They come from years of learning, losing, living, and growing. If you've ever felt strong on your own or wondered why solitude feels so good, you might already carry some of these powerful qualities too. Number 9, profound self-awareness. Older people who enjoy solitude often carry with them a depth of self-awareness that cannot be taught in a book or found in a room full of noise. It comes from time, real time, spent alone, reflecting, listening to their inner voice, and slowly peeling back the layers of who they once were and who they've become. This awareness is not loud or showy. It is soft, grounded, and incredibly powerful. They've spent years watching themselves grow, fall, heal, and shift. And in those quiet seasons, they've learned to sit with uncomfortable feelings instead of running from them. They recognize their triggers. They know what lifts them. They understand their own rhythm, when to rest, when to act, and when to simply let life unfold. Because they've taken the time to understand themselves, they don't seek constant approval from others. They already know their worth. This kind of self-knowledge gives them a quiet confidence. They don't chase trends. They don't mold themselves to fit into someone else's version of enough. They dress how they like, speak when it matters, and listen with intention. They don't need to be the center of attention because they are already centered within. And that's the beauty of it. This profound self-awareness doesn't isolate them. It makes their presence more magnetic. People feel safe around them because they were steady, grounded, real. When someone knows themselves that well, you can feel it, even in silence. Number 8, unwavering independence. There's a rare kind of strength in those who know how to stand alone. Older individuals who embrace solitude often carry with them an unwavering sense of independence. It's not prideful or loud, it's steady and earned. After decades of navigating life's trials, raising children, caring for others, working through loss, they've come to trust their own hands, their own mind, and their own way of moving through the world. They no longer feel the need to ask for permission. They don't wait for company to enjoy a good meal or for someone else's schedule to begin their day. If something needs fixing, they learn how. If they want to travel, they pack the bag. Their days are not built around anyone else's expectations. That's not selfishness, it's strength. This kind of independence doesn't mean they've closed the door to others. It means they don't rely on others to feel whole. They know how to care for themselves, mentally, emotionally, practically. They manage their finances, cook their meals, schedule their checkups, and plan their weekends without hesitation. And when someone tries to make them feel less than for being on their own, it doesn't stick, because deep down they've proven to themselves that they are more than enough. That quiet confidence sends a message without a word. I've lived, I've learned, I'm capable. People notice. They feel it in the way these individuals carry themselves, not needing the world to catch them because they've already learned how to walk tall on their own. Number 7, creative spirit. Solitude is often the quiet soil where creativity takes root. Older people who embrace being alone usually have a creative spark that glows gently but brightly. It might not be flashy, it may never be displayed in galleries or published in books, but it is real and it is alive. When the world outside gets quiet, their inner world lights up. That's when ideas begin to flow, calm, clear, and full of color. They turn silence into art. A brush meets canvas, a pen touches paper. A garden blooms under gentle hands. Their creative spirit isn't about being noticed. It's about expression. It's about peace. It's about shaping something beautiful from what's within. And because they've lived long enough to feel deeply, their creations often carry emotion that others can feel just by looking at them. Many of them didn't explore this side of themselves until later in life, after careers, after caregiving, after surviving years where there wasn't much time to breathe, let alone create. But solitude opened the door. With it came room to explore what they loved. Maybe it's woodworking, sewing, photography, or writing memories down in long, winding letters. Whatever form it takes, it matters. Their hands may move slower now, but their ideas are more alive than ever. They don't wait for praise. They don't need a crowd. They create because it brings them joy. And in that joy, there's something sacred, something timeless, something the world desperately needs more of. Number 6, rich inner life. For those who embrace solitude, the world within can be even more vibrant than the one outside. Older individuals who are comfortable spending time alone often possess an incredibly rich inner life. It's not visible to the eye, but it's felt in the way they speak, think, and move through the world. They carry entire landscapes of memory, imagination, curiosity, and insight, tucked quietly behind their calm expressions. They read not just for fun, but to explore new ideas. They think deeply, not because they're bored, but because reflection has become a daily companion. They've spent years sitting with their own thoughts, asking themselves the hard questions, answering them slowly, truthfully. That kind of reflection builds character. It shapes someone into a person who doesn't need noise to feel alive. You can often see it in their homes, a corner with a well-worn chair, a stack of marked-up books, a plant that's been carefully tended for over a decade. These are not decorations. They're proof of a life lived thoughtfully. Their conversations are never shallow. They don't fill space with empty chatter. When they speak, it's deliberate, full of depth, laced with perspective most people miss. Number 5, emotional resilience. Solitude doesn't just soothe, it strengthens. And older people who enjoy it often carry a kind of emotional strength that isn't loud but unshakable. They've lived through heartbreak. They've buried loved ones, faced illness, lost dreams, and still, they wake up, make the bed, and greet the day with grace. They've learned how to feel fully without falling apart, how to cry without crumbling, how to sit with sadness without letting it own them. They don't run from emotion, they sit with it, breathe through it, learn from it. And that's why they don't overreact or fall apart when storms roll in, because they've weathered worse, and they're still standing. This kind of resilience isn't built overnight. It's forged in solitude, in long nights, in quiet mornings, in moments where you choose peace over panic, hope over despair. And when you've done that long enough, the world doesn't shake you like it used to. You still feel, but you don't fall, and that's real strength. Number 4, gratitude and contentment. When the world slows down, small things shine brighter. Older people who love their own company often carry a soft, steady sense of gratitude. They don't need grand gestures to feel joy. They find it in warm tea, in soft sunlight, in the rhythm of their breath. Contentment lives in their everyday. They've stopped chasing more attention, more stuff, more noise. Instead, they've found beauty in what already is. A favorite song, a blooming flower, a letter from a friend. They don't miss the chaos of the past. They've traded it for quiet that heals, space that calms, and moments that matter. This gratitude isn't performative. It's lived. It's seen in the way they water plants, the way they listen to birds, the way they sigh after a long walk. They're not waiting for the perfect to be happy. They've found enough. And that sense of enough, it's rare, it's peaceful, it's gold. Number 3, empathy and compassion. Solitude can stretch the heart in ways that noise never could. When older people spend time alone, they reflect on their mistakes, on other people's pain, on the fragile, beautiful messiness of being human. And that reflection deepens their empathy. They begin to feel for others, not out of duty, but out of quiet understanding. They've been the ones who were overlooked. They've been the ones who waited for a call that never came. They've loved and lost and sat in long silences. And because of that, their hearts are wide open. They listen longer. They judge less. They hold space without needing to fill it with advice. When someone is hurting, they don't panic. They stay. Steady, still, present. That kind of compassion doesn't demand attention. It doesn't wear a badge. It simply shows up in soft glances and warm hands, in handwritten notes, in remembering small things. People feel safe around them, not because they say all the right things, but because they understand what it means to hurt. to heal, to hope again. Number 2, strong sense of boundaries. Time alone teaches you what matters and what doesn't. Older people who embrace solitude often have a clear sense of what they'll accept and what they won't. They don't let guilt push them into saying yes. They don't stretch themselves thin just to keep the peace. They've learned how to say no, with kindness but firmness. Their boundaries aren't walls to keep others out. They're fences to protect the peace they've worked hard to build. They've let go of people who drain them. They've stepped back from roles that once defined them but no longer serve them. And they do it without drama, without apology, because they know if you don't guard your energy, someone else will waste it. It's not about being cold. It's about being clear, about not feeling bad for choosing rest over obligation, about knowing that your time, your mind, your heart, they're valuable. And when you live with that truth, others start to respect it too. That kind of boundary setting doesn't push people away. It invites in only those who understand how to treat you well. Number 1, heightened appreciation for relationships. Being alone doesn't mean being lonely. In fact, for many older people who love solitude, it's made their relationships even richer. Because when you're not surrounded by noise, you start to see clearly who really matters. And when you choose to spend time with someone, it's not out of habit, it's out of true connection. They don't collect people. They connect deeply with a few. They're present in conversations. They remember birthdays. They reach out not because they're supposed to, but because they want to. Their time is intentional. Their love is thoughtful. And that makes every relationship feel sacred. Because they've learned this simple truth. Time is short and energy is precious. So when they show up, it means something. They don't gossip. They don't perform. They just bring their full selves to the moment. And that kind of presence, it makes people feel seen, heard, valued. And in today's distracted world, that kind of connection is priceless. It's okay to be alone if you love it. There's power in stillness. There's wisdom in quiet. And older people who cherish their solitude remind us that life doesn't have to be loud to be full. They are not withdrawn. They are not distant. They are simply rooted, deeply, steadily, peacefully. So if you've ever felt different for craving alone time, let this be your reminder. There's nothing broken about you. There's something incredibly beautiful about someone who finds joy within themselves, who doesn't wait to be chosen because they already chose themselves. Celebrate those traits, nurture them, let them guide you, because solitude doesn't mean you're hiding. It means you're healing, reflecting, and blooming in ways the world may not see, but you feel in every breath. If this resonated with you, drop a comment and let us know how you embrace your solitude. Hit like if you saw yourself in these words, and don't forget to subscribe for more.